Finally done and dusted forever. This is where I slept when I was homeless, by the way. A roofed seat. It's going to be long and heavy, so buckle up, dreamers. Get yourself some tea. Try to chillax. This is an unheard story before. Hello, dreamer. Get on board on Starlight's time machine. Welcome to planet Yokoshima. This laboratory, infinite imagination, enjoy. Coloring monochrome celluloid, ethereal art, calligraphy, logos, love letters, books, fashion accessories, things you've never seen before. Explore. I'm finally making this video. Hello dreamers, how you been? I've been meaning to make this video for so long now because for some reason, as I probably told you in my daily series, I've been doing so well mentally that I've forgotten about my Off My Chest series, because when I started Off My Chest series I was just like visiting traumas that I wanted to go through. So I just really want to get this one out there and finish from it, because the version that I recorded was very long, so I'm gonna try my best to make it as short as possible. It'll be very challenging, but I'll do my best because it's a very long story, the things I went through and the stories that I have. So yes, I went homeless after graduation from university in 2018, I believe, like late 2018. And the reason was that it's a really long story to do with my upbringing, so go check out the playlist of my chest, see all the previous episodes if you'd like to understand why I was mentally all over the shop. I wasn't mentally well, I was alone, I was by myself. I was so mentally unwell that I couldn't go to university in person because I used to cry in class. There were a lot of dramas, and yeah, I just couldn't get out. I was very unwell, unstable mentally, so I could not obviously work if I couldn't study. Somehow I just passed, and because I wanted to be a writer. And if you guys don't know, the chapter where I was starting to heal was literally at the very end of the last year in uni, so I didn't have time. So basically in the last months, when I started to find myself connecting with my artist self, because I didn't know what to want it to be. Also my English wasn't as good, so I basically have given up and given up my dreams. And ever since I started to reconnect with my artist self, I started to take photography seriously, which is like something that I studied even before starting uni. I was studying photography, and then I left the camera, forgot about it in the wardrobe, and then at the very end of the last year uni I remembered the camera. But anyways, I grabbed the camera, started taking photography. I was slowly making it as a photographer, but I didn't have time. So graduated, went homeless. I didn't even have time to finish my book. I wanted to write a book about my story, and back then I wasn't a poet. I was a poet, but I didn't really know that I have a thing for poetry. And also I was working on a novel, but the novel was so dark that I just couldn't really finish it. And right now the novel is still waiting. It's called Dear Matthew. It's really dark, the novel, that you would see a lot of me in it, like a lot of suicidal thoughts. Even like in the last bit in this novel, in the story, the character actually commits suicide, and it's literally by details tells you like what happened, like with the body and like the stuff, goggles and stuff. It was really dark. There's a lot of dark things, like how they really dark things that I can't even tell you about. It's like over 18 things that it's like sexual SA, because I was SA'd when I was young. So rape had become like a thing, had become a fantasy at some point in my life, that to a point that back then when I was writing this novel, I had the thing for crying when I was sleeping with a person that I used to sleep with, like a casual friend. I used to cry, and that was a fantasy for me. I enjoyed the idea like I was depressed and fragile and being raped and crying. It was really strange. When I'm saying crying, I'm like literally sobbing when they're raping me, and that's because when I was young, my stepfather used to rape me and I used to cry. Anyways, as you see, I'm right now healed, so I don't want to make it dark. So I went homeless, which explains my book, The Homeless Photographer, that I self-published after, you can get from my website by the way, that I self-published after surviving homelessness, which is basically shows you the pictures that I took when I was homeless with my camera, my sole companion. So I was alone, no friends, no family. Actually, before even going homeless, when I graduated, I had a suicide attempt. I woke up fresh from it the next day and I was gone homeless basically. So I don't know if the videos are still up, but I was uploading a lot of questionable videos, very dark. I was addicted to ecstasy. I was such an anti-drug person, but I was so distressed and alone and scared. Oh my god, what is that black thing? Scared me. That my cape, I was just like, what is that fucking shadow? Yeah, anyway, so what was I gonna talk about? Focus. Yeah, so I was addicted. I was an anti-drug person, but I was so distressed that I didn't even care if I was gonna die. Basically what I've done, I went to a nightclub alone. Revolver upstairs, baby. And there was this French beauty came to me and she was like, you need something strong. And I was so distressed. I'm just like, at first I said no, but then I followed her. I'm just like, whatever it is, give it to me. I don't care if I die on the dance floor. I was that distressed. And I don't know if I should say I thank the universe or hate it for the experience, but you know, Kylie Minogue said something in her lyrics that I related with drugs, that she said, destiny has a funny way when it comes and takes all your pain, cares away. That chapter, that's what happened. But the thing is, I was really smart that I couldn't get addicted to it, I think. But I think as well, I think because I was broke, that helped me, because I couldn't afford for it, so I couldn't go out. Anyways, so every weekend I used to like take ecstasy, MDMA. It was so bad, I just remembered, I didn't realize that it was bad. It was so bad that I used to go to that club in the smoking area that always like you can get these MDMA, we call them mollies. So I would get like 6 pills of mollies, then I would get out of the club. I used to take 1 or 2 before partying, so basically literally on the tram I used to take it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. So I was obsessed with this because I was mentally unstable, so I was obsessed with this, rich person, wealthy person, partying guy, sexy. So it made me feel something, made me feel wealthy, it made me feel sexy. I used to wear like a wealthy person. This is another thing. When I was homeless, I was rejected meals and stuff because I did not look homeless. I literally looked like somebody, I'm not even joking, told me I look like $100 walking. Let me show you, for example. This shoe is $100. It's real leather. Survived homelessness with me. I used to wear this when I was homeless. I used to wear stuff like that, even more than like that when I was homeless. I used to have like a golden chain. Yeah, it's sad. I know I realized it was like a way for me to lie to myself that I was broken, I was nothing. I was alone, I didn't have my life together in control, and I liked to think or feel like I do. Anyways, so drugs and stuff, and then I went homeless. Suicide attempt I was a ballroom dancer. This is another thing. As I said, I was so fascinated about wealth, so I started ballroom dancing. I was just like, oh, fancy stuff, shit. I also had a thing for like jazz music, because of which I was able to collect myself actually and survive homelessness. I was reading a lot because of this. I want to be fancy and stuff, and because of that, I was able to be, my English really improved and started writing so much better. So I guess thanks to these delusions, I am what I am today. But also, it saddens me, like right now I look at all of these trophies, ballroom dance trophies. There's also a short film that I made afterwards when I survived homelessness that I'm going to react to. Yeah, these memories when I was ballroom dancer was very lonely memories, to a point that in my last examination, when I danced and everything and I was sitting on the table, I hated the fact that I had nobody to celebrate with. I was alone all my life, like I was abandoned when I was young. So I panicked. I went to the dressing room and I had like this Valium, so like it's anxiety medication prescribed from my psychiatrist. I was so distressed that I took a whole box with a bottle of wine, which is basically a recipe for death. And I called an two ex-friend. One of them said like he was in a birthday party, couldn't come. I was literally like,
I was dying basically when I was on him in the phone. So I hung up and I called another person, another ex-friend who came to fetch me just because I lied. He said, you want to come over to have sex? So basically he raped me. He wanted to rape me. He just came to fetch me just because he wanted to have sex with me, and it didn't happen because I don't remember, but according to him I started throwing up blood, and then he called the ambulance like at his place when he fetched me and took me to his place. Anyways, forgot to add, actually the suicide attempt video I uploaded is still up on my YouTube if you want to see it, but it's really dark. For some reason, without even remembering, I recorded myself, and I remember when I went back home and I looked at my camera, saw the suicide attempt recording, and I fell to my knees. I still remember that. Anyways, the video is there if you want to see it, but I really recommend that you don't. I still have like the Valium, like my psychiatrist prescribed it to me for anxiety, but I don't take it because of this trauma. So I went homeless, and it was 3 long years. It was very difficult. I couldn't get a job. I remember that I really, because I'm smart, I really want to save my ass. I really planned ahead. Like I planned where I was going to shower. Literally in the university I saw this unisex bathroom in which you can also, there's like a shower head. That's where I used to go every night. So in the daytime, I don't even know, it was so boring and sad and sorrowful. So like a residential area I was living in, there was this safe park away from junkies and everything. There was this also roofed seats, so I was like, I can live there, and if it was raining, at least there's roof over my head. So that was home. I'm going to make a separate video, but you can have a look into my homeless life back then by visiting my Instagram's highlight, ex-homeless1 and ex-homeless2. They have the snippets and the posts when I was homeless. This includes the place I used to shower, even some snippets of my clubbing nights, and another thing, that was a tree I was fantasizing myself to self-exit when I was homeless, stuff like that, but also the roofed seat, everything. But I'll be making a video anyway going through them. My new home, to a point like when people actually come around with their dogs, I feel like they're trespassing. It became my home, that park. And the moon always watched over me, and there was this horned owl always like came perching, just like watching me, about whom I wrote the lyrics of the song In the Dark Night. Which talks about me when I was homeless, surviving everything. You can also check that out. Anyways, yeah, so I planned everything, that I was going to shower there. In the daytime I go around job hunting, and then when everything closes I just bored, there's nothing to do besides depression. I used to, wherever I can afford for, I used to get a glass of wine, but like there were times where I used to make people pour for me a glass of wine for free, because that's how I knew how to play this wealthy character. And I would go to bars and become very friendly and like literally laugh like a, you know, wealthy person, and just like give this energy that I'm wealthy, that I'm something. And you end up with the bartender that becomes friends with you, and they pour you free wine. I was that, but I was homeless and nobody knew. So that's how I don't even know how I was in my time. I think, yes, a lot of writing and reading, oh my goodness. But I was always tired, so sleeping at night, which was very cold. I was homeless in the coldest months here in Australia. I literally was sleeping like a frozen shrimp in a freezer. I'd say like freezing, as like sleeping, waking up, feeling like my legs are sore from cold. And so yeah, anyways, at night time I would go to that uni. There were times it was like very hard, where the trams were not working to take me back home, the park, so I had to manage. And I used to go back to the university. I used to sleep in the library, and the security used to kick me out because like I can't sleep there. I felt very self-conscious. I felt like everybody knew I was homeless. I don't know why, even though I didn't look like it. There were points where I had to sleep in the bathroom of university. There were times where I had to, because the shower place was closed, I had to make do in a sink, literally wash everything, and then leave with the places like a pool. I tried my best to wipe everything and clean, but it's impossible. Anyways, very important, my favorite part. Once upon a time, the hardest thing is charging my phone, because like even if I found a job or get job interviews, I need the phone to like the alarm and if I got calls. But there was once upon a time my phone died, and I happened to literally search back then how to navigate the stars, and I literally, old-fashioned way, like my ancestors, I had to navigate the stars to go back home to the park to find my way home, which is crazy. An experience I'm very grateful for. But another thing I forgot to say is I literally, because I'm smart as hell, I slept where like there's McDonald's open 24/7. So if I needed bathrooms and I would usually use the internet, it's only like 1 hour I can use. So usually before going to bed, that was like the comfiest part of my day. At night I would go to Macca's. I would pour myself hot water from the sink, like to keep myself warm, and like charge my phone and download a film, usually like a film from the jazz age, to do with wealthy people and stuff, go figure. But yeah, then I watch it in the dark in the park with the hot water. That was the comfiest I've ever been, back then at least. It was very lonely. It was just me and me. And there were times where I knew things were getting horrible when I started looking at myself in the mirror and I started seeing my bones. That's where reality hit and was just like, I need to get myself out of this, otherwise I'm gonna fuck myself up. There was a point that I got my hand on Molly again, and I remember very vividly how the next morning, like I didn't sleep. I went clubbing and then I couldn't sleep, so I wanted to go to shower. So I grabbed my, like, there's this heavy bag I carried with me, which was like there's food in it and stuff. So I took that with me to uni. I remember how like on the tram in the morning, there's students on the tram, meanwhile I'm having like loud music and I was just like literally partying. It's so fucking sad. And then I would go shower, and then at that morning I felt like, which is very dangerous, I felt like, hey, I can make do with this life, just like sleeping with the nature, like the sound of nature and the rustle of the leaves and the rain is very relaxing, and then I'm happy like just to eat whatever, and then if I can live with Molly like that, I'll be happy. I almost got to that life, but as I said, I'm very paranoid person about like my looks, about how I look like. So when I saw that bones, I'm just like, no, I have to fix myself, I have to fix my life. Molly can wait, which I've never gone back to, by the way. I don't want to go back to that life. Oh my goodness, also very important. Well, you see, I keep forgetting and it keeps going longer because there's always to say and a lot to say. I never begged. Please just remember, I just have to tell all these people, tell them that I've never begged, because I was all about self-image. What I used to do, I will show you in the next video when I'm going through the highlights. I literally used to have a sign with a smiley, like blushing face, any penny or two would do, and I used to sing. Like literally sing songs from the jazz age. Do you know the song Heaven? I'm in heaven. I would sing that without music or anything, and people used to give me food and stuff. Another thing I really want to say, sometimes I used to wake up and I see coffee, people buying me coffee, or like leaving literally a card, you know, like when you have this card, you buy coffee, and then the free one you just like always buy just to get the free one. But I saw somebody's card giving me their card, and there's like the free one for me to actually buy from. That makes sense. Imagine, like, you dedicatedly always go to that place, always get coffees, and then when you get the free one, you give it to a homeless person. That's why I say karma exists, and do help the poor. You never know what they're going through. Karma gets you back, bish, if you're good, okay? Okay. I'm right now paranoid about like taking care of myself and my body, that I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking for years now. I eat very healthy, I exercise. I'm very goody right now, and I'm trying to keep it that way because I'm happier that way. Anyways, so it was horrible times, and I almost got to that path. but being broke and poor also helped me to keep away. So what I was doing back then, before COVID hit, I found I really had to be smart. So I found this opportunity where I can volunteer as a waiter. The restaurant right now closed. So I volunteered as a waiter. Do you know how hard it was? I was crying. That's how hard it was. I used to go to the manager and be like, my jaw is really cringed. I can't talk to the customer. That's how bad it was. Just for you to know how strong I am as a person, that I was so broken, so pathetic, excuse me, so helpless, hopeless. But I had to like heal myself, help myself, save myself. And look at me right now. Was everything, all the fight was worth it. I just knew, I believed in this future and I wanted to get it and I got it. So yeah, I used to cry. I remember the first interaction with the customer. Literally they asked me if the restaurant was open and I was just like, no, not yet, because the manager told me not yet. And then he was like, yeah, but it says like you're open on the like in the map, Google map. And I did not know what to do with myself. I panicked, I started crying. I didn't realize how sad that was and how pathetic. Anyways, I've changed right now. Right now I'm just like, the customers really fucking love me. They give me like so much tips. I stopped hospitality because I have so much trauma with it. Because I'm too good to be in hospitality. But yeah, I just became so charismatic. People loved to like have me to be their waiter. I was so helping. Just like I really changed. My charisma really changed. Because in hospitality it really helps you, because like you have to be friendly, and when you play along you start chatting with people, and then it just helps you to break the wall. I think that's what. So I guess I'm thankful for hospitality, although for the traumas, but as well for helping me to find this friendly me, I guess, to have fun with people again. That was one night before COVID hit, when I was sleeping in the park. There was a guy who was always at night coming back and forth, and he was once stopped and he was just like, it's really cold, what are you doing? Come to my place, I live nearby. And I was so like, no, that's okay, I'm happy in here. But he was very friendly, like I trusted him because I was such a good-hearted person. So I went to where they live. Sad state of the place, the sad state, everything is clustered. And he was like, do you want dinner? He just had like bad bananas for dinner, and he was very thin. I was very sad, but I needed a place. So I told him like, okay, hey, I'm gonna stay in here, I can clean everything for return. And even the shower was really cold and like very moldy and stuff, but I was thankful. Until the next day, I went to meet someone for casual sex, and that person with whom I exchanged my number, he called me. Very scary. He said like, where are you? I was just like, just meeting a friend. Like, what do you want from me? It's my life. Just because I live with you, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do anything. Anyways, it's just like, why are you with somebody else? I was just like, it's just a friend, and he didn't hang up on me. And I told that person, I really have to go get my stuff right now. And he was just like, would you be safe? I should come with you. I was so strong as a person, and just like, no, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I know how to meet this person in the eye. I know how weak they are. I was so strong, I was that strong, but right now it's probably, for some reason I got broken again, but I'm getting this strength back. Anyways, so I went back. He opened the door. Oh, before then, sorry, he called again. Oh, I called him back because I wanted to get my stuff. I told him, hey, I'm gonna come and get my stuff. Oh, I didn't tell him to get my stuff because I worried he's gonna, you know, like steal or something. So I just told him, okay, I'm coming back home, I'm gonna talk. And he was just like, do you have pussy? I was just like, excuse me? Pussy, I want pussy. Excuse me? So I went back. He opened the door. I didn't tell him I'm gonna take my things. Just walked inside, hang out with him a little. It's very scary. He was smoking a strange bong. He was just like very aggressively looking at me and like, he's just like, what do you mean? What is this? So I was chatting with him. He was starting to get closer. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get my things. So I told him like, hey, you're starting to scare me, you don't have to do that. I started grabbing my things, and he was just like, I just want to hang out with you, and just like, okay, I just want to take my things and leave it to my friend's place, and I'm gonna come back. I'm shadowing right now. Anyway, so I went to the door and I found it locked, and my mind was like, is this it? Is this like where, like in movies, a chasing scene gonna start? So I turned around, just like opened the door for me. I forgot his name, and he felt, I don't know what was in mind, but it felt like he was hesitating to do something. So I was just like, open the door for me now, and I made space, and he just opened it, and I left and never came back. I think I stumbled across him once in the street, but he was like smiling, and I felt bad, but it is what it is. I want to leave the past behind, so I just pretended like I don't know him. I don't know him. I feel bad. I don't know why. I shouldn't. I just don't want him to think like I used him just like to stay in a place or something. Anyways, doesn't matter. Fuck that. The past is gone. So before COVID hit, I was volunteering. Starting to feel sick. I was volunteering in that restaurant. Man, I fucking swear, the universe takes care of you when you're lost and you're a good person. So I met a guy there who was also volunteering, and he told me that there is a tent he was living in somebody's backyard. It's like a big house, actually. There are share mates side, but they are having tents in the backyard, one of which is empty and I can live in. So actually in the short film that I created, you can see my life in that tent. I'm in the tent, I show the tent. I'm gonna react to that video soon, so if you are interested to see that, probably next video, so do make sure like you follow me if you want to see me react and talk about that and the story about it, behind it. Anyways, so at first I was very distrustful of people because of that guy story. So I worried probably they're doing drugs or something and raped me or whatever. I just don't trust people, but I had to see it, look for it. It's better than the park. So I went to see the place. The people are very friendly, and I moved in. There was a lot of mud in the grass and everything, but at least it was warmer. Although it was cold, it was warmer. They even had electricity coming from outside the house to my tent. You would see in the short film that I created. I'm gonna leave the link anyway down below if you want to go see it. It's literally starts with inside the tent, where like the electricity, I'm turning on the electricity. There's also a little heater. And then I moved in, then COVID hit. Lucky me. So in this house, that was when I finally, in the first time of my life, I'm saying first time of my life, I felt family. I felt welcomed. I felt love. The first time in my life I became myself, and I knew who I am. Became myself. Literally the first time in my life, laughing from the stomach without feeling self-conscious, feeling it. People telling me, I'm so glad that you're with us, you're so funny, instead of people telling me you're weird for being me. And I'm still looking for this family again right now, but I'm very thankful for the memories. Anyways, the very first weeks was very hard. I was very passive aggressive without noticing. I was crying a lot. There were once a time I went to like crying in the backyard alone, and then there's this guy, he came to me. I'm so grateful. He came to me and he told me like, we're not against you, you're in a new country, it's understandable. And he told me like, you have to get used to how people are in here. They're straightforward, and this passive aggressiveness, he just talked to me basically, and that was when something lit in me and I started opening up. My charisma came out. I say I've become the person, me, and melancholic gothic poet, become a person just like literally high-fiving people when I see them sad. I bring people together. I brought light. to that place, to a point when I left, everybody was just like, when you left, everybody left. Everything changed. I guess the universe really knows what's doing, because during COVID, people needed that light, and I also needed these people. So togetherness. We used to make fires. It was my dream to like sit around with people in fire, and that I thought it will never happen, but it happened. Anyways, COVID hit, and lucky me, when COVID started opening, and when they started opening because of COVID, people were looking for stuff. So I was able to land. Before, when I was looking for a job, they were telling me, oh, volunteering as a waiter is not a real job. So I was dejected. I couldn't get a job. So with this experience, one restaurant just felt something. I had a feeling. First of all, I was just like, oh, this restaurant will never take me. It's too fancy. I went in there. I was so awkward, self-conscious. I went away, and then the manager was just like, come back. And I came, and she was just like, she gave me the fucking job. The first job in my life. So I started saving, and I had to move out. And I moved out from that tent, and I went to a toxic share house. Quiet. Nobody goes out. I was lied to. They told me, yeah, they come around, blah, blah, blah. But I had a feeling there was something ominous about the house. The room felt suffocating. And Bish, don't let me talk about the fish. They had a fish in the tank. They were dying. They had diseases all over them. I'm not even joking. As soon as I went there, I cleaned it, scooped it like by hand. And the fish they were happy. They started moving around, dancing. And I was the only, although I was struggling, I was the only one buying food for these fish. And actually, when I left that place, I had a dream that all the fish died. That's how shit that house, just so you know how toxic and bad that house, on the other hand, was like. I was not happy, but I had to, because I was living in a tent. There was not a life. There was like spiders and stuff coming in. But I was happier. But it was hard. Like there was mold starting to accumulate, started coughing. It wasn't good. So I had to, for my own sake, I had to move out. I had no other choice. So that's when my distrust of people came back. Because I started shutting myself in. Everybody is so toxic and depressing. A guy always playing games, shouting to himself. The other person just always angry on the phone. It was very scary. Also, I just remembered before then, even before finding this tent, I was jumping from hostel to hostel. I love very toxic hostel, scary people, junky people. I'm talking people leaving the gas open for God knows for how long. It's very dangerous. This kind of dangerous environments. The bed was very dirty, but I had my sleeping bag, like a clean sleeping bag that I always take care of. This is another thing I forgot to talk about. I'm always a cleanness freak, that I even carried a water bottle with me to even like when I go to the bathroom in general, I always use it. I used to always cream myself. Also, because I'm smart, in the park where I lived, there was next to me a water fountain with which I can like drink water, brush my teeth, wash if necessary, and anywhere else, because I'm a cleanness freak. Because every night I'm going to shower anyway, and it was also cold, so I didn't sweat a lot. And sometimes wash my feet, but I always like cream myself, and then just start writing on the novel, on my book, my poetry book that I published, unpublished, and I have to publish again. Anyways, but washing my clothes by hand was so exhausting. I don't know how women in the back in the ages can do that. So agonizing. Especially like I remember that my laundry soap finished, which I was carrying around with me. I was such like an old man. Everything, like I am so about comfortability. Anyways, when it finished, I started using the sink, hand soap in the sink in the university, but that started to not do enough job. So that's also, along with seeing my bones coming out, I was just like, yep, time to fix my life ASAP. so funny. When I was sleeping in the that bench place, that was my bed. I used to hang like my boxes and everything around. There's like pipes and stuff, and also like on the bench. That's how clean as freak I was. Focus. Yeah, toxic hostels. I don't want to talk about it. They're very, very toxic hostels. Were very sad days, scary days. There was once I was so distressed and lonely, like in one hostel people sat together in the smoking area or whatever. It was my birthday, so I wanted to sit around, I wanted to have fun. I sat around, they were smoking weed. For some reason, I don't know why, they just gave me the joint like to smoke it myself, and that was the first time I smoked weed. So I got fucked. I smoked lots of weed, a whole joint by myself for the first time, and then I drank a whole bottle of wine, and I was effed up. Like the world was like in frames and going upwards, just like very speedy frames, and I could not. I was getting dizzy, I was vomiting. It was horrible. The worst experience in my whole life. Right now I find it funny, but back then it was really fucking sad. I wanted to enjoy something, anything. The sad thing is the people around me didn't understand. Some were even laughing. But to my luck, I don't even remember who, because I was so fucked. Somebody took me, just like, can you see me? And I was just like, I couldn't even talk. I was just, you know, like when you see a wise person see something wrong and he's just like, I was like that. I was this kind of person. I was like very decent, very wise, but I've done this to myself, so I was just like, I could have done to myself. Anyway, that person was just like, yep, you have to go to bed, you're fucked. I don't even remember their face. Anyways, that was one of the memories. So, this toxic share house, so toxic, the quiet share house that after the tent that I lived in, so toxic that because I was poor and I couldn't pay on time, they kicked me out. They were, just so you know, from my own pride community. After which I started caving in. My phone was crying for storage, so I had to delete things. Yeah, so anyway, they were from my own community, so I had to basically afterwards heal from everything. I was distrustful of people, but right now even from my own community, so I just felt, I've never felt so alone. After that, I went to another toxic hostel. There were a gang of boys tried to break into my room. I was only lucky that there was a swipe key to get in. I remember there's a video as well of that I uploaded on YouTube, where I was talking to that person behind the door, just like, leave me alone, I'm gonna call the cops. Anyways, they tried to break in. How it started is, they knocked the door, I opened it, and he was just like, no, I'm looking for somebody else. And then he started to like push the door open, so I closed it, and then he was just like, are you cute? Then I started like to get inside, and it's just like, how much for a night? I'm just like, fuck off. How much for a night? Trying to get in, I'm just like, fuck off. Then he brought his gang. It was very scary. And at night when I slept, where I slept, the window next to me, they broke it with a brick. Literally, there's like, broke the window, a brick falling off. I woke up in a panic. And they were laughing, and that was when I started to get paranoid, even like when I go outside. Right now I've healed, but from here on I was really paranoid to be around people in general. Very paranoid. I felt like everybody watching me with the slightest noise. I'm talking about even when I'm alone. Sometimes it happens, by the way. Even when I'm alone, for example, something click without me expecting the sound to come, like just like a sound, something happens, my heart jumps, and I literally be like, relax, bitch. It happens sometimes still, but not as much. But that's where the paranoia started, and I felt small again. Me, a person who used to feel and make people pour wine for them. I used to call myself a fight stopper, because when I went to nightclubs, I loved it. I felt that this is my purpose. I would scout for fights, and I used to go there and stop them. I'm talking guys with beards. I made them shake their hands, and me tiny between them. They're like massive. For those who don't know, I'm like 160 centimeters. I'm like small man. Anyway, yeah, I became a scared soul because of all of these traumas. But I'm healing slowly, but I'm still healing. And because of which I'm still struggling to keep a stable job. It's a whole story my followers know about, but anyways, in that time when I was living in a hostel again, I couldn't keep a stable job, so I was jumping from different waiting position to another. Just to show you how life was even worse than that. In these works, I was always bullied. There are so many stories, but let me tell you one of them. I used to be literally pulled by the shirt in front of everybody, like I'm a piece of crap, just because I was doing my job so much better than them. So far, I was never able to find a manager that is just humble. Everyone I worked with, they just hated me for being too good in my job. There's so many stories. I'm happy to say like all the stories, but this is only one of them. There's another one. There's so many of them. I was misused in these jobs. So no wonder I couldn't also keep a stable job. This is beside all the traumas, okay? And still I was pushing through. And in the end I found solace by busking. So basically selling paintings outside busking, like, yeah, selling paintings outside. And that was when people started finding me. I got interviews. My name is Jacoleth, if you want to search interviews, or you can see them in my interviews playlist. They're very embarrassing, please don't. Because I was a very scared person, I was very weird. Right now I changed, but anyways, yeah, so interviews, I was in the news once. People started finding me, and then a guy found me. Literally, the universe provides for those who strive. Literally, as soon as I was gonna be kicked out from this hostel because I was making paintings and paint was going all over the carpet, and they also blamed me for the broken window, they told me that I am bringing trouble. For keeping myself away, for being quiet, for painting alone in my room. I was a troublesome. That's why I hated people then. Anyways, a guy found me so lucky, and he offered to pay. He said like, I want you to make me a big art commission. He was gonna pay for the place that I'm gonna find, the bond. So basically the bond and the two months worth of the rent. Right now the rent increased a lot, but back then, yeah. And everything, the big canvas, the paint, like the tools. And I came to this place that I'm living in right now. That was very recent. So basically I survived homelessness, 3 years of homelessness, like until 2021, I believe. Yeah. And this place is carpeted. Tried to work around making paintings, but I failed. But I was so happy. I've been struggling. So as soon as I got this place, I got my permanent residency. For those who don't know, after graduating, I came with a student visa, and then I wanted to stay with a protection visa because I'm a refugee. People from the Pride community, where I came from, they put you behind bars. Anyways, so they gave me this bridging visa, and bridging visa is known to take eternity until you get approved. So, but the problem with the bridging visa is you have no rights. You have no rights for, like, the governmental benefits. That's why I was homeless. I was not able to get like housing or financial support. Anyways, as soon as I got this place, I got my permanent residency at last. Bridging visas no more. And from here on, after all of this fight, my brain is just like, okay, fight is over, now relax and think what you want to do with your life. I've been isolating myself. For those who follow me now, I've been isolating myself, feeling lost. I don't know what to do from here. No family, no friends, just a lot of trauma, but I'm healing. artworks. If you're gonna see my website, artworks, fashion accessories, paintings, self-published books. But I have to get out there, I have to be discovered for everything that I've worked so hard on to bring me profit for once, because I need the profit to move on from here. Everything needs money. Art classes, art course, authors membership stuff, dancing classes, singing classes, fashion course. I'm so strong that I'm still pushing on. Because I hadn't been able to keep a stable job, I told myself, okay, there's a free business entrepreneurship certificate studies course, get that, because at least maybe with your business you can make it work. See, the universe, this life knows what's doing with me. So I got this business course, and as you can see, those who have been following me know, I started this Yokoshima planet. I knew how to actually not build a business, how to start a business and how to manage a business as a sole trader, and I swear the universe knows what's doing with me. I knew everything, every ins and outs, the legal stuff, tech stuff, everything. And right now that my agreement had finished, and the payment for the student support had finished, my next step right now is I'm studying, and the only thing that I feel like I can probably cope with and also heal, which is going to start next week, is a course of mental health peer support work. Because for some reason, everything that I went through that is bad, I have the strength and I have the drive and I have the enthusiasm to bring everybody who had been through so much up, and it brings me up as well. So I want to see what the universe wants me to do with this, why this path. I have a feeling, first of all, I talked to this with my psychiatrist and he was just like, be careful, it might trigger a lot of trauma. You can't pour from an empty cup. One of you all told me, my followers. So right now I just want to see. I don't want to give up on myself. I want to see, can I actually study? Can I probably find purpose in everything in this or not? Meanwhile, I work on my big dream to sing on the stage, which is, I'm almost there. I just need the money for singing classes. I need the money to hire a music producer. I need the money to book a rehearsal studio. I need money to get a microphone. For those who don't know, and you're gonna go see, if you would see my music playlist, I'm using this little microphone. I like attach it to a glue stick because it's beautiful and blue, so I just like literally put it here and pretend that it's a microphone. But one day I'm gonna have a real microphone, bish, and I'm gonna be on stage and I'm gonna spread love and joy with dance and music, become the idol that I am, an idol that I've always been to myself, that's for others. So let me see what this peer support wants me to do. I feel like I'm gonna learn probably a lot. Probably it's gonna help me to get out of my bubble more. Probably I just want it because I really care about helping others. What I'm expecting is it's going to teach me how to even help them even better, especially myself. That's my expectation though. Who knows, maybe it's gonna bring me more trauma. Probably it's going, who knows, I'll see. This is the thing. I talked to my psychiatrist and
Crying again for storage, man.
yeah, so if I couldn't study, I will get the mental disability payment hopefully. But anyways, I applied for that just in case. But for those who don't know, right now where I'm at is basically I want to focus. I want to take my artworks and stuff, go around, see if somebody is looking for artists or like get tattoo shop, because I also do like tattoo kind of ink and calligraphy artworks. Because on my website I'll do a lot of awesome cool things as well. So I'm gonna go around and gonna see, because my problem right now is a stable income financially. I'm doing great, like I'm taking myself mentally and physically, I'm great. I have an awesome to-do list that I'm very, very happy about, and I'm very productive, I'm very creative, and I'm very, as you can see, very strong and very fun. And I want to spread this fun, but I want to use this fun. If I use it only for myself, it's been very boring, it's been very depressing, so I want to use it with people. So my plan is, because if I went around and my art stuff, if I couldn't find a stable income that way, my other my next plan is to busk back again, busking, because I found my purpose busking. I was happy busking. The problem is busking is so uncomfortable. It's cold outside, the thing is heavy to pull, you need to go to the bathroom. Like for me, if I drink, because I keep myself hydrated, but I drink a lot of water and I have to go to the bathroom a lot. I'm saying like when I keep myself hydrated, I at least go maximum like twice at night. I have to wake up. So anyways, yeah, I have a small bladder. But yeah, anyways, so this is my second option. Like I just need a stable income. 3 is the last resolution, loan, which is something I really don't want to have. But if I really couldn't do anything, I get a loan. I can get everything that I want, especially music, to be out there. I want to be on stage, I want to sing. I'm not gonna die without doing this. Yokoshima, there's only one Yokoshima in this life, in this existence, and I want this Yokoshima to happen before I go. Otherwise this Yokoshima is no more. Nobody gonna be this Yokoshima. Yokoshima always saved me for a reason. I just realized the music you're hearing in the background, this always happens. Here in Melbourne, there are always this group of people always dancing and singing Hare Krishna, which I think I just researched, and it means everything exists. Basically it means like oneness. And this is not the first time the universe tries to give me a sign. And I'm talking about Yokoshima, and it's to do with like oneness, togetherness. Go out there, find the right people. Togetherness can get you out there. Be one with the universe again. Thank you, universe, for another sign. I want to reach further. I want to see how better I can get before leaving. People say like it's very morbid to think about death. This is one of my favorite topics. It's because I've learned to fear death is to fear life, and to fear life is to fear death. If you're scared of death, you're scared of life, bish. I'm that strong. I'm not dead inside. Or probably it's because life had killed me, so I'm not scared anymore. I think that's probably what's happening. Either way, I am actually grateful for homelessness, for self-development. Especially, I'm not taking anything for granted. When I see people feel upset about slight things, I'm just like, bish, you didn't go homeless. Like even when I was homeless, I never was angry. I was always smiling. And this is the thing, when you're good, the universe brings you goodness. Do you know how many times I don't even fucking kid you, a $10 flies and falls below my feet? Probably to some people they think like, oh, it's probably God, but for me it's like the universe took care of me a lot when I needed somebody the most. It brought me good people. There was once I was sitting in the cold and a guy came to me, we were talking. He literally jumped over the fence because he lived nearby, came back with all the money he got in his drawers. I'm not getting emotional because I'm sad. I'm getting emotional because I'm so thankful. I'm so happy. I'm so thankful for the universe for taking care of me. And you didn't reach this sort of gratefulness where every time you do the laundry you feel so comfy, you feel so fuzzy and warm inside. When I do the laundry, just smell this dryer smell, so comfy. I love my showers. Take care of myself so well right now. I'm so thankful for everything. Even the landlord who gave me this apartment when it was already difficult, I just told him, why did you choose me when I was like struggling? And he was like, I just believed in you. The universe provides for those who strive. I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in karma, but because of everything that I went through, I can't help it. I just hope that you learned something from this story, and finally it's out of the way, and I feel so much confident uploading this recording version of in comparison to the other one. That's all I can remember. Something was the most difficult is smoking. Was my only friend. It was very hard to quit. But again, because I've been poor, thanks to the universe, I wanted to say fuck you because I'm always poor, struggling, but I was just like, thanks to the universe, otherwise I wouldn't have stopped smoking and drinking. And I've been so much happier. I wake up, it's like my mouth even happy, man. And Smoking was such a friend to me that I remember when I slept in the park, there was always this old man in his scooter. We never exchanged a word. He would beep his scooter. I remember the first time he beeped his scooter and I woke up in a panic. I was just like, is it the police? Would they want me like to get out of the park? And it's just like an old man. He rolls a cigarette, gives it to me and leaves. Back into the light. An angel, I can swear. That was it. I tried to speak, I tried to make a chat, I even said thank you. Not a word. The universe provides. Even though it was something toxic, if smoking back then was my only friend, my only way of solace, let me feel something to bring my anger out of me, this burn, was very hard because like smoking was such a friend of mine that I could not write without smoking. I can't believe it. I can't believe I actually was able to stop smoking, because I actually, in my homeless photographer book, I even explained that, how I couldn't stop smoking. But right now, last year when I updated it, I removed that, and I can't believe that I removed it. I can't go back. Sometimes I feel like it, because like sometimes when anger hits, I'm just like, especially when it's really difficult. For example, I had an audition very recently and I fucked it up, and I came back and was just like, I need a cigarette right now. But I am stronger than that. You'll be surprised how strong you are as a person, and my story is proof of it. I hope this story changes somebody, and love yourself, take care of yourself. And you see, whenever I feel bad, the universe even gave me pip-pip. Like people wouldn't even understand. I don't even care if people like would laugh or anything. The universe gave me this plushie with a heart to remind me to love myself. And yes, it's finally out of the way. It's finally off my chest. I'm probably gonna see in the next video reacting to the short film that I made, because it's funny, and if I remember anything else I'm gonna tell you. But thank you for staying until this point. Let me know any thoughts. Feel free to leave any encouragement words. Feel free to share your story if you have like something to do with gratefulness, or somebody you've met, any thought this story had pulled out of you. It might help me or somebody else. I'll probably help you as well for letting it out. And be good to yourself, bish, okay? I love you if nobody does. Especially if nobody does. And I tell this to myself as well. That's how I survive, bish. Be like this, love yourself, and take a heart. No, I love you, baby. I swear one day if I'm gonna travel around, baby's gonna be with me. Mama, I love you, baby. I always talk to him. Look, what is this? What is this? I love you. That's it. Go back to your planet and take care of your planet, and don't forget to love yourself. If it means that you make yourself a plushie, buy yourself a plushie, do that. I actually fixed the heart. I don't know if I told you. Pip-Pip's heart broke, so I have to fix it, because he always fixes my heart, and I always fix the broken. Okay, no more. To a better future. The better future is always there, and it's always gonna get even better and better. My story is proof of it. Yokoshima out. See you next video. Bye. Leave a like, okay? Because the algorithm helps me to be discovered. And go check out my website, because you already listened to my story, bish. Why don't you support me if you can? Thank you.